Y'all ain't on yet?
We all right now. Once again, we are back. Another matinee edition for you people that do the Super Bowl thing. You know, we don't want to get in the way of that. We want to be respectful and mindful of that. But we got another edition in the man cave. So I want to say what's up. First of all, appreciate everybody rocking with us on a Sunday afternoon. No, y'all don't have to do that, but we do appreciate you taking time out your schedule to hang out with us as we talk basketball. Y'all know we the number one source for Polk County basketball, and we appreciate y'all support to help that happen. Before we get started, I want to say what's up to the All-State PG, All-State coach. What's going on, fellas?
Happy Sunday. Super Sunday.
Super Sunday. Coach Jones, we tried to fit it in. I mean, we know we got the Super Bowl. We didn't know that South Carolina and LSU girls would be playing. So no disrespect to the ladies that subscribe to that situation. But we're gonna try to get in. We ain't gonna tear you long, as they say in the Baptist church. We ain't gonna tear you long and let you have the rest of your day to go and coach. All us came up in the Baptist church, whether we own it or not. So we don't heard that before. Anyway, before we get going, PG, I know you've been busy for a couple of weeks. Every day almost seemed like. I don't know if you got anything in the take or not.
I'll come off the dome in a second.
All right, we got the ball back to the top of the key. We're going to swing it around. God is good, Coach Jones, all the time, whether we deserve it or not, he's good. So we appreciate it. Appreciate that on a Sunday especially. Coach, you got anything after we reverse the ball around to your side of the floor?
Yes, sir. One quick thing. First of all, I want to shout out Bartow Chilling Squad for winning a state championship and also a national championship. You know what I'm saying? So definitely want to highlight that.
Yes, sir.
So they just had the show picking the playoff teams for the boys basketball. Shout out to all the boys teams that made it. I love the format. It gives a real college feel to it. Do you think, PG, Coach Barnes, how about this, that they go to a real college format and actually play at a neutral site and have the games that are in the region at that particular neutral site? Like, they'll play one night, come back, play Friday and Saturday, and then all the winners from that go to another neutral site, play that one game for the regional final and make it to the Final Four. What y'all think about that?
I love that idea, but sadly, I don't think it will ever happen in Florida. But, I mean, you already kind of started with this whole March Madness type bracket release, which, like you said, I loved it personally. I know a lot of people don't like sitting there waiting. You rather go ahead and know what's going on. But I personally love it, and I would hope that they would do that. Like you said, you can pick regional sites. It's enough like local colleges, enough schools that not in the game that would and everybody gets to split the pot, get the gate, because that's the big thing. Who won't get the money? Everybody split the gate. I definitely.
And personally, I think they should just do away with just keeping it in the regions. They, 1 through 32, rank those teams and just like the NCAA tournament, and then put them into 4 different sides according to whatever their ranking is. Then they play at that neutral site. So now it'll split up like we had last year, Winter Haven and Lakeland playing for the regional final, or the year before when we had Bartow, Kathleen playing for the regional final. They go into another bracket, according to the ranking, give people from, other areas a chance to possibly meet up in the championship game.
So other states do that, Coach. You've been at this for a long, long time. The whole research, analytics, all that. Why do you think they won't do that in Florida? I mean, it just makes so much sense compared to what everybody else does, not just in Florida, but like college, other states. Why are we Florida? Why won't we do it that way? I love that concept, but like you say, you can play pretty much like on the weekends. So the first thing they're gonna say is travel, but if you play on the weekends, it won't be travel because it'll be the end of the week. You know, kids won't be missing school, but that's going to be the easy go-to is they're going to be missing school and missing instruction and all that stuff. And I mean, if you're doing the weekend, you're not missing it because it's a travel day and you ain't at school anyway. So I love the idea, but why wouldn't, like I said, even this whole deal this change they made this year, which, you and PG will kind of discuss, explain. I love that. A lot of people who haven't followed it, confused with it, and probably be a little upset. But I actually like that, the kind of what they're going toward. I just hope they continue to move in that direction. So I don't know, PJ, you got any extra on that?
No, I like what Billy thoughts are, but it'd be interesting to see if that happens. They've made a lot of changes. It might take another 5 to 10 years, but it would be dope to actually get that March Madness effect. And it makes the tournament more appealing. I think you get more people in attendance for all the games, because still some of these games that'll be hosted, you only get half the bleachers out.
Half the bleachers out.
Yeah, so
that's true. I saw, and we'll talk about both games. I saw one of Haven girls this championship game on Thursday. Nobody was playing. No boys was playing. It's only when Haven had a home game, Lake Gibson had a home game, and Lake Wells had a home game. And I didn't see the stands for Lake Gibson and Lake Wells game, but I saw it for one of the Haven game. And I was just disappointed once again that no boys are playing. It's only, 4 if you count Lake Wells and Lake Region. It's only 4 girls teams playing in the county, and we didn't get more attendance at those games. So it just continues to be. And I know from Polk Hoops, when I outside looking in, it's frustrating. So I know if you're a coach or even a player, a kid, or a fan, it's got to be frustrating that we just don't get the support. So it's almost like doing this, would it even benefit us in Polk County if we don't come and support it when it's a home game for our kids, where we support at a neutral site for our kids? It's almost like, would you even would it even matter, But it's a dope concept. Like you said, Polk State would be a great host, I would think. Florida Southern would be a great host. I mean, it's local and it's college field, so nobody has the advantage. You split the gate in the parking, whatever you try to do, 4 ways, concession, 4 ways, so everybody getting paid, because that's going to be the big thing, because we ain't getting paid. So I think it's a great concept, Coach. I just don't know if and it seemed like it could be so easy to be done, Coach. I just don't get why that's taking so long, and why is it such a battle for that to even be, brought up in consideration, like a topic of conversation. I don't even think it's ever been even brought up, Coach. And I could be wrong. Like I said, you're more tapped in than I am, but I don't think that's ever be brought up for a neutral site for the regional sites.
I don't think it like Toomer said, it's going to take a while. They still got to figure out how they're going to implement this shot clock. So I'm curious on, will the shot clock be implemented in the Final Four?
Whoa.
Which changes things. You know what I'm saying? You're going to play pretty much the whole district. You're going to play the district tournament. You're going to play the region without one. Then you're going to get into the state finals and have a shot clock.
Yeah, we just continue to. We just continue to seem like we play catch up, and I understand we are known as a football state, so I get that. But it just seems like basketball always gets stuck. We always playing catch up, which is probably a big reason. It's a big reason why we even started Polk Hoops in the first place. Because let's stop, not having the same type of opportunity and exposure at the football, which football rightfully so, but basketball shouldn't be, secondhand citizen at the expense of football, So that's a great one, Coach. That was a great point. I just hope that the powers that be, you see how long it's still, and we still haven't gotten the open period here in in Florida yet. And we've been talking about that, for 2 years now, where the kids got to get in the car and the coaches got to get in the cars and get on planes to go to put the kids in front of people in the summertime because Florida don't have the open period because it gets in the way of football. So, but I agree with that, Coach Apple. That would be tough to put the shot clock in the playoffs and the kids and the people haven't been able to prepare for it all year. I would think that would be something you'd have to start in the season or over the summer or something. Some of these tournaments just to kind of get it. But they had that with that 4-2 game the other day. Where was that? Somewhere out of state. It was a 4-2 game. So when you see stuff like that, or somebody get beat like a couple weeks ago, somebody got beat 107-6. When you see them type of scores, you almost like, yeah, we gotta do something because this stuff kind of getting out of control. So both of those type of total opposite end of the spectrum kind of I think it may speed it along more so than it already is in the works. Hopefully. Anyway. All right. So we're gonna go to the week that was. We're gonna do the boys districts first. No, we'll do girls regional. So we had 3 regional games, and we had 4 teams going into the regional quarters, and after Thursday night, we still got 3 left. So shout out and congrats to Winter Haven girls for winning the regional quarterfinals game on Thursday. A lot to a little bit. Shout out to Lake Gibson girls for winning their regional quarterfinal. A lot to a little bit. And shout out to Lake Wells beating Lake Region. It wasn't a lot to a little bit, but they did beat them by double digits. So coming up on Tuesday, Valentine's Day edition, Sarasota Riverview comes to Winter Haven for the regional semis. Lake Gibson travels to Vieira. And if I'm wrong, y'all let me know. And then Lake Wells travels to Kissimmee Gateway. So we still got 3 left. We got Winter Haven, Lake Gibson, and Lake Wells. So, Coach, any thoughts, either one of y'all, PG, on how things worked out on Thursday? Any surprises? Any thoughts on Tuesday night games?
No, I thought the Lake Wells Lake Region game was going to be a lot closer, but shout out to both of those programs. Lake Region's come a long way to get into the playoffs. Lake Wells has been consistent, year in, year out, and good luck to them.
No, I don't have anything. I didn't even know that Lake Region when Lake Wells was playing each other. So, but I did know about Winter Haven and Lake Gibson. So shout out to them. Where I've been. I knew about the other 2.
Hey, man, well, shout out to the 3.
5A, right? That's 5A with Lake Region and Lake Wells.
That's 4 with Lake Region, Lake Wells. Lake Region, Lake Wells, Lake Gibson, and Winter Haven. No, it was more than that made it. Discovery played.
That's 5A. That's 5A, right?
Yes.
Lake Wells and Gateway is 5A. Lake Gibson 6A. Winter Haven is 7A.
Yeah.
And Discovery lost. They girls lost, and Avon Park girls lost. So they both made it, but they didn't make it. Oh, and Sebring girls played too, and they lost. So we had more girls that made it, but we only had 3 that advanced to the next round. So shout out to Discovery, Avon Park, and Sebring for making it, and also Lake Region. But we got 3 that moved on, and that was Winter Haven, Lake Gibson, and Wells. So they all played Tuesday night. So two of them at home. No, 1 at home and 2 on the road. Winter Haven at home, and Lake Gibson, Lake Wells on the road. So congrats to those young ladies. Make it to the next round on Tuesday night. Still got some work to do. All right. So turning the page to boys districts. So we had 5 of our team, well, 6 of our team to the district championship, and 5 of them won a district championship. Well, 4 of them did. 4 of them, sorry. So in 7A, we had no, that's 5. I'm sorry, 5 won. Winter Haven won district, Lakeland won district, Arbondale won district. Santa Fe lost in the championship. Victory won, and also Vanguard from Lake Wales won. So, shout out to the district champs. Any thoughts or comments or issues or anything on how the district championships went as a whole? Were there surprises? Everything kind of lined up how y'all thought it would?
I think everything lined up. The surprise to me is how bad Winter Haven beat Plant City. I thought that was going to be a closer game.
Yeah. Them people in Hitler kind of thought so too. They thought Plant City had a shot.
Who told them that lie?
I didn't think they had a shot. They only beat them by 10 early in the year. Man, they gave them boys a running clock this time.
Yeah, they gave him that Jimmy Dean. They gave him that Jimmy Dean, Uncle John, and Roger Wood combination.
Yeah, something was different about that 10-point game though.
Yeah, man, they beat them people to death, bro. It was
These boys that just came off that trip. They must have just got off the plane and had to play.
Okay. So
I wasn't surprised at that one at all.
So you wasn't surprised at how any of the districts worked out?
No. Jones not playing anybody in Polk County, I think, hurt them to be prepared for Arbondale. Shout out to Coach Ian Arbondale going, over there and getting a win.
Yeah, that was big.
That was real big. And I was surprised at the score of Sefner Christian and not Sefner Christian, Bear Creek and Santa Fe. I was surprised at the score of it. I mean, it was like 44-31, and both of those are pretty high-scoring teams, have been for the whole season. So for them to have a low-scoring game like that was surprising. But they still made it in though. So we have 5 district championships. Shout out to Coach E for real for going to Orlando. No matter what hot Orlando is, that's always a tough place to win in Jones. They went in Jones and won. They got the last second basket by KK to get to the championship, knocking off Lake Wales. Dangerous went Lake Wales squad, and then they went into Jones and knocked Jones off. So that was a real big win for the Bloodhounds. All right. So having said that, now they just dropped like literally 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, the brackets for the boys state. And so we're going to run through them. We're going to go from 1A to 7A like they did and just kind of discuss them and see where y'all at, what you think, things of that nature.
Let me pull it up on my screen so I can see.
I'm about to say, so hopefully we can keep the PG screen from going black at any point of this, but these are all playoff games now. So PG, before we get started, for the people that may not know, I know, man, you talked a little bit earlier this morning. Do you want to kind of explain?
Billy D knows. Some of them should know. It was interesting for me to find out that just because you won districts, you only get one home game. So I think the last year or so, when you win your district, you be top 4 seeds, correct? And this year it changed to where the strength of schedule. So if you won your district, you still could end up an 8 seed and only play the first game at home. And then after that, you can be on the road. So it's basically by the seeding.
And you're not guaranteed that game at home. If 2 district winners are playing one another, the higher seed gets the home game. Exactly. So if 1 and 8 playing each other and one's a district winner also, 8 will have to go to 1. So it's not even an advantage to win your district if you're meeting up against a district winner.
Yeah, that's interesting. So
all right. So hopefully y'all.
I'm interested to look at them while y'all talk. So I'm gonna take my time and go.
Yes, sir. So we start with 1A. We in 1A Region 4. So putting what PG and Coach just said immediately to practice, Wildwood is the 1 seed in Region 4, but Wildwood has to travel and play at Vanguard, which is in Lake Wales, which is an 8 seed. Well, 4 seed. I'm sorry, 4 seed. Well, 8 seed. They're 8 seed.
No, that's
4 seed because Vanguard won their district and Wildwood didn't. So even though Wildwood is the 1 seed, they got to go on the road Thursday into Vanguard and Lake Wales. But shout out to, first of all, to Coach Elmo, Stephen, Armandale, grad and born and raised, but he the head coach at Vanguard. Got his guys into the playoffs of this championship his first year coaching at the head. So shout out to Coach Steven with no S, Coach Steven. But yeah, so automatically, I mean, right off the top in the 1A bracket, Wildwood is the 1 seed for that region. But they still got to travel because they didn't win in district. So that's 1A region 4. So we're just gonna run through them and then we'll talk about them. If y'all, how you want to do. So 2A region 2, and we only looking at right now. We'll look at some other teams, but primarily right now we're just gonna look at the ones that got Polk County teams in them because that's what we do. So OCP got the 1 seed. Victory got the 2 seed. So Victory plays not at City of Life, who they just beat in the district championship, comes to Victory. So it's a rematch. CFA is the 3 seed, but Victory got the 2 seed in region 2A, region 2. 3A, region 2. Windermere Prep got the 1 seed. Bell Creek, who beat Santa Fe, got the 2 seed. And Santa Fe got the 6 seed in that region. So Santa Fe has to go to Kings Academy on Thursday. They're in, but they're in at a 6 seed. 4A, we didn't get any teams in 4A region 2.
Who are they at 4A?
4A, that's
Discovery.
We got 2 districts. Yeah, we got 2 districts of 4A. So 1 district, we got most of the Polk County teams, traditional Polk County teams with like Coach said, Mulberry, McKeel, Tenor Rock. I'm missing one, Discovery, those people. But we have another region, another district that got Lake Placid, DeSoto, Avon Park, them people in it. And Lake Placid was the 1 seed. This kind of goes to the whole schedule thing like we've been talking about. Lake Placid was the 1 seed in the district. They lost to DeSoto in the district championship, and they didn't even make the playoffs. And they was the 1 seed going in. And DeSoto made it as an 8 seed, so they don't beat Lake Placid. They don't even make it. So that kind of goes to what we've been saying. So even though Lake Placid won district, they lost the district championship, and they didn't even make the playoffs at all. So that was interesting, I thought. And DeSoto is the 8 seed. They got Gibbs. Gibbs the 1 seed in that region. So they played them first up. 5A, region 2. In region 1, Mainland got the 1 seed. I just wrote down Mainland because I know a couple of our teams that played Mainland. And so clearly they played Winter Haven and Lakeland, so that had to help with their strength of schedule. They went 0-2, but they still played both of them. And region 2, Jones lost to Arbondale. They kept the 1 seed. Tampa Blake got the 4 seed against Leesburg, who was the 5 seed. Arbondale got the 2 seed. Arbondale got Jesuit. They got Lecanto. Jesuit lost their district championship, so they dropped to the 3 seed. So Jesuit plays King team that played Lakeland a couple weeks ago. And so Arbondale potentially, that second round game, which we'll talk about in a minute, but that second round game, they get past Lecanto, they will have either Jesuit at home, not over in Tampa, which is like real tough to win, or they might have a rematch with King, who knocked them off last year. And then 6A, we have 8 teams in. No, we don't have 8 teams in. We have 1 team in, but it's 8 teams. So Wekiva got the 1 seed, even though they lost the district championship, they still got the 1 seed. And they play Heritage. They play Heritage, rather. It's the 8 seed. Lakeland got the 2 seed. Lakeland plays Oviedo in the first round. Edgewater got the 3 seed against Lake Mineola. And Martin County, who is the state champ. They defend the state champ. They got the 4 seed. And they will host Vieira, who they just beat in the championship. And then 7A, Region 3, which is involved with Polk County. Winter Haven got the 1 seed. They play Sarasota Riverview on Thursday, who was the 8 seed. Newsom got the 2 seed. Plant City, who Coach just talked about, got the 3 seed. East Lake got the 4 seed. Now, Region 2, which is right next door to Winter Haven, Olympia, who Victory just beat, got the 1 seed. Lake Worth, who beat Lakeland earlier, got the 2 seed. Oak Ridge got the 3 seed, who Olympia beat in the district championship. And Windermere, who beat Bartow, got the 4 seed. And even though Columbus lost in Region 4, they still got the 1 seed. And Durrell Academy, who beat Lakeland earlier in the year, is a 5 seed. So overall, before we start looking at matchups, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Polk County-ish teams in. I don't know what our over-under was at the beginning of the year, but we got 6 in. So out of those 6, before we break them down, how do we feel about our chances? Do we feel different about our chances in Polk County than we did before? We feel better? We feel the same? How do we feel about Polk County now that the new season starts on Thursday for the boys? It's already started for the girls.
Win Haven locked. I don't know. We're going all the teams. We're talking about all the teams.
Just in general, we'll break them down by our teams. What we think on Thursday, we'll pick them. But just overall, just the release of the bracket as a whole. Did we say more? Did we say over under for 6? Did we say more than that? Did we say like 8?
I think we said 7 or 8.
7 or 8. So we didn't make our prediction. I really thought that Bartow would get in. Because this is my thing, and it's so hard to kind of judge it from where I'm sitting at. Now, y'all may see it different. How much emphasis do they put on strength of schedule? Because Bartow was 13 and 12, I think, something like that. But their last 4 games, although they went 1-3, they played Lakeland, they played Windermere, and they played Berkeley Prep. All 3 of them teams made it in the playoffs. They also played Kathleen, which didn't make it. But I thought their last 4 games they played better teams than Heritage, who got in at that 8 seed, and maybe even Oviedo, but Oviedo won district though, so I guess they had to get in. But even in that region there, I think New Smyrna Beach was like 22-4, and they didn't make it in. Yeah. They didn't make it out district. They didn't make it out the district semi. So in one sense, you kind of get rewarded for winning games. You would look at it, but in another sense, you look like you didn't get rewarded. So what is the magic formula? Like, do you schedule for wins and end up like Lake Placid and New Smyrna Beach, and then Hardy a couple years ago? Even to this point, Lake Region this year, Lake Region won over 20-some games, and they didn't make it. Or do you schedule tough people and hope that the losses balance out,
Well, I like that Lake Region schedule the way they schedule it, man. He's trying to build the program back up. So now he got a strong life ahead of him with just the resume of what they were like 20-something and 5 or 4.
21. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, for him, that was smart. Now you open that door up for kids who are interested in transferring, who probably didn't get playing time at other places, and explore your youth, your young kids, and say you got an opportunity to be a part of a winning program. So if I was him, I wouldn't have scheduled heavy. Same with I don't know. Did you said did Ambo them get in, or they didn't get in?
Davenport didn't get in enough. So.
Yeah, it's a 2nd-year program, man. So you got to build out. Some of these schools got to build off wins, and then some of them need to be competing. So those 2 teams, I mean, I wouldn't say throw myself out there in the fire when I'm trying to build a longevity of a program. But for the others who didn't get in, got to compete. Plain and simple.
Coach, what's your take? Do you have a take? We say it that way.
Coach is tough, man. I agree with Toomer as far as those programs go. You got to do what you got to do in order to build a culture. I think next year they'll take scheduling a little bit differently, but at least they built a foundation and have a winning culture. Now that's what the expectation is going to be. I think they just need to schedule probably a lot higher teams. I think where they're 5A, I would schedule a couple more 7A teams than I did in the past, and that would help their strength of schedule going down. It doesn't have to be like high major ranking 7A teams. They could be middle of the road 7A teams, but they'll help their strength of schedule.
Okay. So, Coach, to piggyback off your question last week and the quote you made earlier this week. So everybody at this point is 0-0, right? And for the boys and the girls, you want to know, everybody want to know, are you shirt to the left, shorts to the right? What is the message this week? Because you pinpointed where a couple of teams unfortunately got hit by the discipline bug last week, and so the personnel that they thought they were going to have, they didn't have. So, as a high school coach, how do you guard against that? This week and moving forward, but this week, how do you guard against getting that call or that text or that email? Hey, coach, one of your kids or a couple of your kids, didn't make it. We gotta do what we gotta do. How do you do that? Especially if you not on campus. I mean, if you're on campus, I guess it's easier. Although it's kids, so it's never easy because you're dealing with kids. But how do you manage that so you're not losing bodies? Because at this point, it's where to go home. We don't care what your record is. Everybody got the same record now.
Coach, what I would do is just have constant reminders in practice, but also outside of practice. I'm texting them, as soon as I get up in the morning, hey, make the right choices today. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably sending them reminders throughout the day, like don't do anything, to hurt your team. Right now it's all about sacrifice. It's sacrifice, making those choices in the classroom, because your choices in the classroom, if you're underclassmen, could affect next year also. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just constantly reminding them about making the right choices. Not only do you have to guard against, those type of choices, you also got to look at injuries too, Coach. You got to look at your scheduling in practice. When we got to this time of year, we're not doing a lot of contact stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure that our kids don't get hurt. So, like I said before, the best ability is availability. You got to have them available in order to put your best foot forward.
Okay. PG, anything or? I mean, to go back to Coach Elbow comment about are we overplaying the strength of schedule? This is the thing, Coach Elbow. You've been at it, just long, not longer. Coach Billy D. I don't know if they've ever released the total formula that they use when they do a strength of schedule, when they rank teams, like how much is how much, okay, is it 30% that goes in strength of schedule? Is it 10% goes in the wins? Is it 20% goes in the losses? I don't think they've ever released that. So it's almost like you just kind of trying to figure it out as to what makes the most sense. Because, like I say, in one sentence, you got a 22-4 team that gets in, and then another sentence, you got a 16-10 team that gets in. And how do you know which one it is that you because that would help coaches, because you can't tell me I'm going to schedule for 20 wins if I know that that's going to essentially hurt me by the 20 wins I'm getting, as opposed to, okay, you give me 15 wins and you got a shot. Lake Gibson got in at 15-12, y'all, and nobody saw that coming. What that was, like 2-3 years ago? You got it 15-12. And so it's like, and maybe that's some of the intrigue. We're not going to release it to you, so you just got to kind of figure it out. But I just think that's something that would help scheduling if folks knew what day. It's almost like you giving a kid a test.
It's like the gift and the curse too, Barnes.
Say it now.
It's like the gift and the curse with Polk County too, because all the teams that's in the county are not strong for the data, and then they're not playing each other, and then when they do play each other, it's hurting the schedule. Kind of compared to like when Orlando with that Metro, they're getting the plus because of the strength of schedule. Like look at Edgewater. winning district. I'm sure they're gonna get a hot. We said they were like the 3 seed when we named it.
Yeah,
They were what 16-10 when we talked about it before the show.
16-10.
So for them to get the 3 seed, that means they had to be playing those tough Orlando teams. I mean, you got Tampa and Orlando right there that we should be pushing to play.
You know the thing what they do in Tampa, and I know this from CJ time over at Durant. The ADs don't get on the team. The teams, unless it's changed. Now it was this way when he was in high school. The teams didn't get to choose their game. The AD got the schedules that he or she, whoever the AD was, said, okay, this is who you playing, like period. And so you didn't get to say, no, I ain't playing y'all this year. I'm not playing a home. They county AD did that, and they just found out. You know, this is who you playing this year. And I think usually it's like 2 years. Well, Polk County doesn't do that. Polk County give the coaches a chance to decide whether they're going to play or not. And to your point, PG, if you just play the Polk County schedule, you got to figure the way that Winter Haven, Victory, Lakeland, Arbondale, Santa Fe, Bartow, those 16 right off the top. And I know I'm missing one team, but those teams all normally schedule tough. And so you're going to have a good strength of schedule, whether you win or lose, because you're playing a quality opponent in the eyes of the state with the formula that they use. But, you know, like you say, you don't necessarily know the exact formula, but we just won't play each other like we used to.
That's why we need that tournament. That's why we at least need that tournament so that they don't have to schedule all each other when they know they got bad teams.
Right.
But again, that's another thing coaches are trying to avoid, that early matchup tournament that, you know, like Orlando does the Metro. Don't they do the Metro like in December or something, Billy?
They do that around Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Thanksgiving.
Like Orlando teams playing each other?
Mm-hmm.
No, that's it. You talking about the Metro Challenge?
No, I'm talking about the one with Orlando. I know last year it was like a nice little tournament. They had like a bunch of Orlando schools playing each other.
I don't know if they have it this year.
I know what you're talking about. They kind of set up like on a Friday, Saturday, where you kind of they play each other.
They do it in Broward for sure. That's every year.
Yeah, Broward does it. A Broward County Championship too, right?
Yeah, Broward does it definitely.
Now the Broward County Championship, is that within the coaches, or that's just like at the county level, like district level? This is just what y'all gonna do type deal. Because is it time for us to just the count, which we know it ain't gonna happen in Polk County, but in order for this to happen, does it need to just be this is just from the district AD? This is what y'all gonna do, and that's it.
Pinellas County does it too, right? The Pinellas County
does it too.
Yeah, we behind, man, but our coaches are different. So.
Yeah, but I don't know when you're gonna schedule it, because the Mosaic is a staple on that last weekend of, you know, the high school
I always
season.
felt like the two best teams in the county, unless they're in the same district, should play in the Mosaic. That should be the prime game.
Like a built-in county championship.
Yeah, so if you got like an Auburndale that's 5A and you got Winter Haven at 7A, I mean, but they already played 2 times because of the rivalry. But I just feel like the final rankings or whatever we do going towards that tournament of who are the 2 best teams should actually play for the county championship. That'll be a start at the Mosaic, and then you kind of build up for it in the future of just having something in the early part of the season.
Yeah, I can understand like that being like a Friday night game.
Yeah.
Then they're able to play the outside opponent on Saturday.
Yeah.
I think, you know, that would be something to look at.
I like the Friday, Coach. You saying when the schedule? I like that first Friday, Saturday after Christmas break. I like that would be way past Mosaic. That would be past the Christmas tournament. So you still can go get your 2 Christmas tournaments in, and you still can have those 2 games built in, or 1 or 2 games, you know, depending on how many you should have played. But that first weekend, right before school get back in, I think it would be the perfect time to do it. Now, will it ever happen? I don't know. But Coach Austin, Polk Hoops has determined that we will abstain from that conversation. But all we'll say is that we definitely tried. We'll leave it there. We'll leave it there with that one. because that's gonna break the internet again.
That's the one I'm talking about. Like the Big Blue need to come back. That was like a dope tournament coming in. I was just getting here.
Yeah.
I was excited to see that one. I mean, I get it. Everybody does It's different teams that do tournaments in the county, but are they very well attended? Are they? I don't know. It's something got to give. Are you gonna have this what we talking about over and over?
Something has to give, or else we're just gonna be conversating about it. And then, of course, at some point, because we just know that's how the wind blows, it's gonna be Polk's fault. We're gonna be trash. No matter what, it's gonna be our fault. But like I said, if we were to just show y'all the receipts, man, and tell y'all stuff that we try to do, that just don't happen. We just try to a certain point, and then we just back away from it because at the end of the day, these grown men we dealing with. And it's unfortunate because here at Polk, all we want to see is the kids get the best experience and the fans and the programs. And we just kind of see a lose in that scenario. But
yeah, I think it would be so dope to have a different host every year of 8 county teams playing. I think that back from Christmas break would be a great weekend. And each year somebody else hosts it where you got all the teams in. You got a packed house. You got life into basketball because football just ended. And it's a way where you do those different matchups of district games. And, you have it's like a pre-mosaic before then you can keep the mosaic as the county versus everybody. But at some point we have to adapt the way everybody else is doing to make basketball be exciting. Cause I'd rather watch the games on live than go to the games because nobody attended the games. And the district championship between Bartow and them was terrible attended.
Terrible attendance.
Live, you had the whole side of the home side where compared to last year was packed out. This year that was terrible.
I think the best way to do it is to get the teams to commit to it, and however many teams commit to it, you can have like you say that final 8 at this one place. Everybody else still can play. They just play at another venue. You know what I'm saying? So
and let Polk Hoops pick it. You know what I'm saying? Let us pick the matchups. Like get 8 teams on that first weekend in January. All the coaches put their pride to the side and let us schedule. And it give us something to talk about. It get the marketing of Polk County basketball out there for a good, because we'll hype it up. We'll hype it up for a good 2 months before we release the schedule of the teams we playing. Then we have a big schedule release, and then that Saturday, back to school, you have that tournament. Man, that thing will be packed out, man.
Back to school bash. It's the back to school bash. Like we said, top 8 at that time. Just leave a game on your schedule, and we schedule it. We talk about it on the show, kind of like we did a little preview for the Mosaic. But that's the thing. It's the pride. And yeah, shout out to TNJ, man. TNJ always, come through for the people, man. TNJ for the folks. So we appreciate y'all. But Coach Collins, the county tournaments, that's what we said. It's not like we said something that hasn't happened. Other people doing it. Baseball doing it, soccer doing it.
In Polk County?
In Polk County. It's obvious that football can't do it.
Man, that's the coaches then, man.
Yeah, coach.
You got county wrestling meets, you got county track meets. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, man, that's the coaches then. Let's move on. I don't even want to talk about them.
Yeah, that's the thing. We can't. That's why I'm like, is it time for us to take it from the coaches, which don't throw that at the screen, coaches, and give it to the county AD, or like you said, give it to Polk Hoops. So we don't have no dog in the fight, no matter what the people might think or what the streets may say. We don't have a dog in the fight. We just want to see good action. We want to see the kids, because we know the kids want to play each other. We know that. No matter what the grown-ups got to say about it, these kids want to line up and go for what they know against each other. So that's all we buy. We want the kids to be able to, hey, look, you feel like you better, we feel like we better, let's line up and see what happens. And I don't think nobody would have a problem with that. But some of the people that have the final say although they won't ever get out here, they won't ever get on here or get on that app and say it. But we always say we have plenty of receipts. We are professional and corporate enough that we won't release the tapes, we won't release the footage, we won't release the videos, and we won't ever do that. But we've tried, y'all. We've tried for some years to make it happen. It just hasn't happened. But anyway, so that would be a dope setup. Like you said, that Friday back to school bash right before they go back to school. It would, and like you said, we can rotate the Coach Prince said then throw an after party to
Yeah, somebody said after party. Wow.
Hey, that's what those jitterbugs we want to do though, man. But anyway, it would be dope, man, if we could just do either a neutral site or you rotate it year to year to year to year. Coach Austin, they know I'm not gonna do that. They know I ain't built on that, so that's why I could get the conversation because they know if they say, "Look, don't say nothing," it ain't gonna be said. Or if I'm gonna say something, I'm gonna ask you, "Hey, man, you want me to say this or not?" And they say no, then it ain't gonna never come out. So they know they got discretion when it comes to me. But I'm just saying that we have tried. That's the point. We have tried because we really think that's what the people want. We know that's what the kids want. We know that's what the kids want. That's what we just want to do what's right for the kids and the programs. But you got them grown-ups that sometimes get in the way of that. So, seeing I go Coach Atmo. So it's been a conversation. I don't know if y'all see this, but no.
That's why I say let us do the schedule. You won't have to play teams 3 times.
You just leave a game. You can play them one time, leave a game for that weekend, open on your schedule, and just allow us to do it. We out of the way. None of us are affiliated to a boys team. No matter how much y'all try to put Coach Billy D with a boys team, he don't have any affiliation with a boys team. Now we were doing girls, then we would pull him out of it for obvious reasons. But Mulberry won a county tournament at the Lakeland Center. Did y'all know about a county tournament at the Civic Center this year? That's the first I heard about that.
Mulberry won it.
Don't do it. Don't.
Oh God!
Oh man, they tag team, y'all. I didn't know this live, man. This live. Coach Sanders is the Mulberry head coach. Y'all knew it was coming. Y'all knew it was coming, man. I knew it was coming. I couldn't even stop it. I just had to. Oh man, Lord have mercy. Oh, I knew it was coming. I'm getting it back together. You knew it. All right, man. So we could get. It would be a great situation, man. If everybody could just chill with a weekend, a Friday, at least one game, maybe 2 games. That weekend before they go back to school bash, if you want to call it, just something. We can dress it up. But it essentially would be top teams playing each other, like at that mid point of the season. We can get in there and kind of go for what we know. Oh man, the chat lining up. But yeah, Coach Pete, Mr. Pete, I don't know if you're a coach or not, so I don't want to disrespect you or not, but oh man, you got both my co-hosts to tag out on me, man. That ain't never happened before. All right, get back in the character. So Thursday night. Well, let's do Tuesday night first. Let's look at the tail of the tape. I don't know if we got tail of the tape, but just right offhand, we'll go 5A up to 7A with the girls. Does Lake Wells girls have a chance to go in the Kissimmee Gateway and get a win and get to the regional finals? Oh, man.
Coaches go Highlanders, but I think that this is their last game.
Okay. Okay, Coach Pete. Coach Pete said he's saying they used to do it at the Civic Center. Okay, gotcha. Civic Center would be a good look too if we could pull that off. But a neutral site, I think, would have to work for the coaches. Because nobody, the way it's set up now, I ain't gonna say nobody. Most of the coaches right now are not going to sign up for a mid-season tournament where they don't get where they feel like anybody got even a smidget of an advantage. So if I'm at, I don't know, if I'm at Ridge, I'm not playing at Davenport in the middle of the year if I don't have to, So I would think it's going to have to be it would have to be a neutral site, and it also would have to be where we kind of splitting it, because that's the other thing is who getting the money. And you hate to say it, but that's the thing. Okay, so we're gonna play it at Polk, and then we're gonna split it 8 ways. And I think if you do it that way, you might have a shot. At it. And if they don't have any, if they feel like somebody who is unbiased, and as much as we try to say we unbiased at Polk, still some people feel like we are biased. But I think we probably the most unbiased group that you can kind of rock with. But and anyway, so that would be great if it happened, but I don't know. So all right, so we saying Lake Wells is a wrap. So in 6A, can Lake Gibson, who just gave St. Cloud some sausage on Friday or Saturday, whatever they played, Tuesday, can they go to Vieira and knock off Vieira, Lake Gibson girls?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah, I love Lake Gibson girls going at
I
it.
think they're gonna knock on the door this year and got a definitely
I think so too.
Yeah, I think they're gonna
I
they're scheduling early, gonna be the plus for them as coaches. You put in all that what they did at the early year.
I love Lake Gibson too, and then Winter Haven is bringing in Sarasota Riverview, which I love Winter Haven also. Coach, I know you can't really speak on it. So we feel like after Tuesday night, around about 10 o'clock, we should have 2 girls teams still playing. We should have Winter Haven and Lake Gibson, and we pulling for Lake Wells just because they from the county. They can go in there. They ain't got nothing to lose. I don't know nothing about Gateway girls, but I like Polk County just because they Polk County. So I'm of course going with Lake Wells regardless. All right, so in the boys, 1A and 4, Vanguard is hosting Wildwood. Does Vanguard have a shot?
I don't know nothing enough about Wildwood. We'll be talking about the past Wildwood team, so Wildwood always be good. But they're home, so that definitely gives them opportunity.
Yeah, I'm with Toom on that. I've seen Coach Stevens' team play before. Wildwood is normally in the Final Four. I think at home gives them, closes the gap, but I think that's going to be a tough game for Coach Stevens.
Okay. All right, so 2A Region 2. Like I say, OCP is the 1 seed. Victory is the 2 seed. Victory gets a rematch with City of Life, who they just beat the brakes off of Friday in the district championship.
And Victory walking into the regional championship against OCP.
I agree.
So Victory, OCP. Early in the year, we were like, most of us were saying Victory didn't have a shot. Do we still feel that way after the last couple of games that Victory has played?
They got a shot, though.
They ain't gonna beat them OCP.
They got a shot, though. The gap is closed. That's all I'm saying. And pro Polk County, I'm with Coach Fitzgerald and LJ. I'm to go in there.
I ain't saying they ain't with them. I'm just being realistic.
I'm just saying.
Taking shots, or they got a shot.
They got a shot.
Taking shots, right?
I like Victory to win that region.
Boy, stop. You serious?
I like Victory to win that region, Coach.
Smoothie?
Smoothie. We can do a smoothie. Yes, sir. We can do a smoothie. It's been a while.
Hey, Q.
What up?
Smoothie?
No, sir. Not on that.
I like, and that could be my Polk County bias, which I will take ownership of that.
Yeah, man. Ain't nobody going to beat them boys over there in Orlando. In Orlando, that ain't happening. Sound good.
I like Victory for that. I don't know why I feel that way. You asking me today. I like Victory for that one. Okay. So two of the hosts feel like Victory don't have a shot against OCP, and one of them do. So we'll revisit it next week.
No, 2 of them feel like they got a shot. I'm the only one that don't. I don't believe them gonna go on Orlando and beat them.
Oh, I thought Coach said he didn't think they had a shot either.
I don't think no Polk kind of team go in Orlando and beat them. I don't
You
care.
don't think nobody can beat OCP at OCP?
No.
Winter Haven, Lakeland, anybody?
Nope.
Okay. That's not the same, but I get you. OCP. That's not the same OCP that we were used to. Anyway, that's my take. We'll see. All right, 3A Region 2. The 1 seed is Windermere Prep. The 2 seed is Bell Creek. And Santa Fe is the 6 seed. They've got to go to Kings Academy on Thursday.
How did Santa Fe end up as a 6 seed? I thought they were playing good all season.
Well, they lost the district championship, coach. And
18 lost and they ain't dropped a 6.
remember now that's the thing, and I was talking to another coach. I was talking to another coach off the air. Me and 2 other coaches talking last night. At what point do you? And once again, we don't know the formula. So Santa Fe was playing people, but they weren't necessarily beating people.
Yeah, you got to beat someone.
How much credit does it go to? And I know Coach Elmo said it earlier. Are we overdoing the strength of schedule because Santa Fe played some people, but they weren't winning all the games? So do you not schedule that way? Do you get a nice looking, sexy 21-4, 22-5 record and don't make it in, or do you get a 17-8 and do make it in?
I guess it depends on your class. Them 4As and up need to be playing people. It seems like even 3A, Santa Fe 3A.
Yeah. Santa Fe 3A.
But like you said, you got to beat some of them because you get points also for wins.
Playing them just to say for you guys on Polk, who say good job. That ain't helping.
You guys, huh?
Yeah,
You guys.
Remember Bernie Mac Bernie Mac in the Players Club? What he told Jamie Foxx when he asked for that tip, that raise. Gonna be trouble.
I do like the rematch between Bell Creek and Santa Fe though.
That's my question. Can Santa Fe make it out the region?
I don't think they can make it out the region, but I do see the rematch between them and Bell Creek.
So they're gonna go on the road and win the first game.
I got them winning the first game, but then they got to go on the road again and play Bell Creek.
Who they play the first round?
Kings Academy. I
Where
don't even know who that is. Who that is or where they at? They got the 3 seed though.
Pull them up, Coach. Billy D.
I got you.
Oh man.
Boy, I talk too fast.
I like. I'm just still surprised. I don't know. I guess they both must play zone, but that's going to be 44-31. It had to be like a both plays play. You couldn't have told me that those teams were going to weren't going to be in the 70s the way both of them play. So that's the first thing. That was a surprise that the game was so low scoring. Polk Island Gazette feel like Bell Creek is way better than Santa Fe. I don't know about that. Once again, I'm extremely biased. Polk Island Gazette, and I'm sure
they're saying the team that they're playing is 25-1.
Yes, they are 25-1.
Trouble.
My thing is they 25-1 and only end up as a 3 seed.
I said, get who you play though to get that 25-1.
You know what I'm saying? Bell Creek and Windermere Prep is ahead of them.
Yeah, you 25-1 as a 3 seed, coach. That means you ain't played nobody. And once again,
I'm looking at their schedule. It's not like they beat great programs.
Play some people, right? I'm biased, of course, and I don't apologize for that. But I think Santa Fe.
I feel like Santa Fe going down there and beating them.
I like Santa Fe knocking them off. Now Bear Creek.
I guess I got to be the only guy that don't be biased and just pick because y'all just Polk County picking.
Well, this is my thing. I know the way Santa Fe. I know the people Santa Fe don't play, and I know Santa Fe don't play a tough schedule. I know the way Santa Fe shoot the ball. So my first thought was if they only put up 31 points, they must have shot the ball horrible. They must couldn't throw it in the ocean. I didn't see the game, so I don't know. I can't see Bear Creek playing that great a defense when they only gave up 31 points. Like they just turned the water off on Santa Fe. And maybe they did. Maybe they did. But I just feel like Santa Fe must have missed some shots, and I didn't see the game at all. And I just feel like
the score was 5-4 in the first quarter.
Yeah, Coach, so I can't see Santa Fe shoot the ball that bad. 2 games, 2 out of the 3 games. The way they shoot it, I can't, and I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, and I've been biased before, and I don't apologize for that. But it's tough to beat a team a second time, Coach. So say what you want, Bear Creek gonna be home, but Santa Fe done lost to it, so they gotta load up and do it again. And I just don't think that's always easy to do, because one thing about kids, and y'all know that we all in the kid business. Once I beat you as a kid, it's hard for you to convince me that's just not what it's supposed to be. It's hard for you to convince me that you could beat me when I beat you. And that's what these jitterbugs, they just coach. And I hear what you're saying, Coach, but man, we just drugged them. We just beat them. They couldn't do nothing on us. That be that kid mindset. Then in the middle of the second quarter, halfway the third quarter, you're in a dog fight. And what you've been trying to tell them is, hey man, these people can play, and you can't get caught up in what happened the last time we played. Kids, that stuff don't always translate with kids all the time. So I just think that Santa Fe can't shoot that bad. And once again, I didn't talk to Coach Blicker. I didn't watch the game. I just saw the score. I'm like, ain't nowhere in the world Santa Fe scored on 31 points. How they shoot the ball unless they just shot it horrible. And I just can't see them shooting horrible twice. I'm not saying they're going to win. I'm just saying I can't see them shooting horrible twice in the same type of scenario. Because how much more can Bear Creek do? I know they got a real good freshman, but I just can't. I just can't see that happening again. That don't mean they're gonna make it out the region, but I'm saying I'm biased, but I like Santa Fe. And I know y'all say, well, you like all the county teams, which I do. So that's why y'all on here to give it balance. Because I put my disclaimer out there first, and I'm saying it's pro.
I mean, I like Windermere Prep coming out of that region.
Like Windermere Prep. Okay. All right, so that's 3A Region 2. That's a good point, Polk Gazette. I mean, we don't always give credit to the team that's playing defense on the team playing offense. So I put it out. I didn't see the game, so I don't know if Bear Creek just got out the car, just locked Santa Fe up. But at home, I just can't. The only time I've seen a team just come in there and just give it to Santa Fe where they just couldn't do nothing was when they played St. Andrews a couple years ago in the regional finals. So I don't know if Bear Creek is that good. I know their freshman is real good they got, but I don't know if the team they that good. But they when they won the game and they won by double digits, so I guess you can't not give them credit. And they only gave up 31 points. So if they had to be doing something, they only give up 31 points. I'm saying I just can't see Santa Fe scoring 31 points, scoring under 50 2 games in a row. That would be very surprising to me. I mean, it could happen. I just think it would be very surprising if it did. But that's a good point you made, though, Polk, that we can't discredit what we did on defense. That's not saying they didn't have nothing to do with it. So if I came across that way, then that's my bad. I didn't mean to. All right. So 4A, we didn't get anybody in 4A, unfortunately. So we're moving on to 5A. 5A Region 2. Jones is the 1 seed. They got Western Chapel as the 8 seed. And Jones got to go to Western Chapel because Western Chapel won the district and Jones lost. So even though that's another scenario where even though you are the 1 seed, because you didn't win district, you got to travel. So Jones got to go into Western Chapel on Thursday. You got Blake and Leesburg, which could end up being a pretty decent game, the way they both play. Arbondale, the 2 seed against Lecanto, and Jesuit, the 3 versus King. And the same 2 coaches I talked to earlier this morning, last night, feel very strongly that Arbondale could make it out that region because there are no world beaters in Region 2 like it has been. So they and they just beat the 1 seed in their gym. So it's not like they can't go in there and beat them because they just beat them. So it's just a year. That's me. That's the drum roll. I don't know if y'all can hear it. Is this the year that Arbondale breaks through and gets to the White House?
I think they got a chance, man.
Coach, don't reach for your screen, man. Stay with us. I see you reaching. I see you swinging in your chair like Coach, look at that region, Coach.
Coach, I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? I agree with you. And I'm rooting for Auburndale. I'm rooting for Coach in Auburndale. Hopefully, this is the year that they break through it.
It's just hard. They got to go back to Jones. If Jones,
No, but Coach, no, that's just first round. So if they win, they have to come to Auburndale. Auburndale won district.
No, they will have to go to Jones.
Oh, so after the first round, they still got to go back to him anyway.
Number 1 seed, Jones the 1 seed, Auburndale the 2, so they'll have to go back to Jones.
Yeah, it's only the first round.
Okay.
So I mean that's just the task in front of them. Can they beat them at Jones again if Jones makes it?
And it's not nothing against this Auburndale team. It's not nothing against Coach E. It's just, it's just history, Coach. You know what I'm saying? That to have that type of confidence to say this is the year. But
that was a big win. That was a huge win.
Two things.
But my thing is Auburndale, if you look at their schedule every year, they have big wins during the season. Every year.
Not on the road for a district championship though, like that.
I agree with that, but they have beaten better teams than Jones like in years past. You know what I'm saying? It's just
I'm picking Auburndale. I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm riding with Auburndale on that. I just think they just got the three they got to bring it 2 times in a row. Like however they played the other night, they got to take it times 10 because that gym gonna be flooded with orange and green. The game before state, the coaching got to be times 10 from Coach E and his staff, and they got to play turnoverless basketball.
Now, Coach Query made a good point. Can Leesburg knock Jones out so they don't even have to play Jones? Because Jones looking real suspect right now.
Yeah, that can possibly happen.
So then Auburndale get that game at the house. And
if Auburndale get it at home, they're going.
I like Auburndale because the same reason I like Lakeland, because they have a point guard that's been there, that's got experience, and that knows how to get people where they need to be. He can take the shot if he need to take the shot, like he did when he just won against Lake Wells. So I like Auburndale because of KK, because of him. The same reason I like Lakeland because of Rowe, which we'll talk about in a minute. But Jones may not make it. I mean, Leesburg could legitimately not. I don't know how they did when they played in the regular season, but Jones could not even make it to the regional final. But like you said,
the great thing about Jones is the situation they in. They can play all their games at home, though, except this first one.
Yeah.
So they in the driver's seat with 2 home games and make it to the house.
It's a good point.
So Leesburg has always been tough, but we saw Lake Wells knock them off. Jones just got beat by Auburndale, but they got to come right back and be at home.
Leesburg beat Jones earlier this year.
They beat him?
Yeah, it was early though.
I think Leesburg can knock Jones off. I think Auburndale might end up with all their games at home. If all their games at home, boy, they there.
Now that second round game gonna be tough. It'll be. I'm predicting a rematch with them and King, which King knocked them out last year. But Blake, ain't nobody talking about Blake, and Blake actually ain't a bad team in that region either. Now I mean it's Hillsborough County, and we always kind of downplay Hillsborough County, but Blake ain't bad either. Blake got to play Leesburg, and Jesuit, which lost their district championship. Now they would have to come to Auburndale, which is huge because y'all know it's like insane in Tampa and Jesuit trying to come all out there with a win. So them not winning their district helped Bart Auburndale too. I think if that's possible. So
I don't think it's an easy road, but they definitely have a chance.
It's not separation like it's been. They right in. Yeah. All right, so moving on to 6A Region 2. The 1 seed, even though they lost the district championship yesterday morning, is Wekiva. They play Heritage, which Heritage we know now knocked Bartow out. The 4-5 game is Martin County, who is the state champ from last year. They hosting Vieira. Lakeland got the 2 seed. against Oviedo, which Lakeland will be home, and then the 3 seed is Edgewater hosting Lake Mineola. Is there any scenario that we think that Lakeland doesn't make it out the region? And I'll start off. So I had the conversation last night with the 2 coaches, once again, who shall remain nameless. But one of the coaches really likes Lakeland. And Lakeland possibly could end up with all their games at home, especially if Wekiva end up losing to Martin County that second, because you can end up with a Wekiva Martin County second round game. And Martin County is dangerous because they still the state champs. I mean, however you want to line that up, they still the state champs. And after the first round, the highest seed hosts. So Wekiva, if they get past Heritage, which they should, we thinking, they potentially gonna get a home game for the second and the third round game. So the prevailing question last night was, can Lakeland leave Lakeland High School and win on the road to make it to the White House?
I think they can. I mean, this year in that particular class, in that region, there is no clear-cut, team that, hey, they're going to the White House. I think it's multiple teams in that region that can go. But I think with Ro Hardy and the way that he's playing right now, I think he can carry them through that region. And he's going to have to. He's going to have to play smart, stay out of foul trouble, and just rally the troops. I think everybody's playing well right now for Lakeland. He's the only person, even though Lakeland play a lot of people, he can't come off the floor. Like, Lakeland play 9, 10, 11 guys in some games, but Ro can't come off the floor for too long. Now, Friday, one person that was, to me, it was my first time really watching him play, which I thought was a surprise, which may end up being a X Factor type of deal with them, is the Zipper kid. The Zipper kid actually ain't bad in basketball, and he can handle the ball. So that gives Ro a couple of possessions off the ball, which is going to benefit him a whole lot. Because, like you said, if he got to handle the ball on offense and he got to work on defense, you can wear him out. But Lakeland at home is going to be a very tough out. Yeah,
and
that's a problem.
That's a problem. As long as they got home games, but they potentially going to have to go on the road. If Wekiva wins out, Wekiva gets all home. They got to go on the road Thursday, but the rest of the 2 games would be home. So Lakeland away from a potential, if the 1-2 seed makes it to the regional final, you got Lakeland having to go to Wekiva, which would be because you got some coaches that feel like, not Polk County coaches, but like in the area, feel like Wekiva is better than OCP, who Lakeland just lost to. So according to who you talk to, the team they potentially have to play on the road, not neutral site, but on the road, would be a team that's better than one of the team they lost to. So, but that same coach does feel like Lakeland has enough to come out that region. They got enough, especially with how they play, how physical they play, and it's just a matter of, will they be allowed to play physical, A, away from Lakeland High School, and B, with officials that don't have LRBOA in front of them. Those are just 2 real questions. Now, the Lakeland people may throw something at the screen, may call us trash at Polk Hoops like we got called after we posted the Lakeland Bartow game. What game we got called trash? We got what game was it, like 400 comments or whatever it was? Was that after we did the rankings? After we did the rankings, we was trash. It got real personal and all that kind of stuff. But in any event, we're gonna be who we're gonna be. But so we feel like Lakeland got a good shot. And then last, we're gonna do 7A. Coach, you got to go. You got work to do. Region 3. We won't go through the whole region. We'll just say that Winter Haven is, I think somebody asked earlier, so we will do it. Winter Haven, the 1 seed, Sasser Riverview 8, East Lake 4, Clyde, Newsom 2, Sumner 3, Plant City 3, Alonzo 7. Is there any possible chance Winter Haven does not give sausage to everybody in that region on the way to the
Winter Haven to the White House, buddy?
Yeah.
That ain't even discussion.
So we ain't even got
they walking through it, Coach.
Walking through it.
So the toughest region in 7A is Region 2 by far, with Olympia as the 1 seed, Lake Worth the 2 seed, Oak Ridge the 3 seed, and Windermere the 4 seed. That's like a monster.
I agree.
That's a monster region.
And I like Lake Worth coming out of that.
I like Lake Worth as well. So before you go, Coach, I'll give you this last. Do we get more? What's our over under? How many teams that we get to the White House before we start this thing off on Thursday?
Coach, we get 2 teams in. We get 2 teams in. 2 teams.
And those 2 teams, we know we agree that it's Winter Haven, right? It's the one.
One is Winter Haven.
And you reserving your right for the second one. You're just saying a second team, but you don't want to specify right now. You got to specify.
I don't want to specify. I mean, I don't want to specify, but we get 2 teams in.
Okay. And I agree with that, Coach Atmo. Every time you play somebody, it gets harder to beat them. I mean, I have a personal thing with that too. When Plant City back in the day, we beat Plant City the first time by 40. Then we beat them by 20. In the district championship, we beat them by like 7 or 8. And then in the regional semis, they knocked us off. They go to that probably was our best team in Lakeland, the best chance we had to get to the Final Four. And we had no business losing to them people, but they just got closer and closer every time we played them. So it is something to what you're saying on that one, All right, so Coach PG, Coach got 2. He said 1 for sure, and 1 is to be named, to be determined later. How many of you got to do? You want to answer the question? You don't want to answer the question? I'm gonna say 3. and I'm biased. I'm just coaching. I'm telling you, and I'll say.
Hey, Coach, come out, man.
All right. I'm gonna say 3, and I'm gonna say my 3, and I'm gonna give my rationale, and I'm biased with it, and I'm good with that. So y'all see, I'm solo right now. Coach just left all together, and the PG he's somewhere in the atmosphere. I'm saying Winter Haven get to the Final Four. I'm saying Lakeland get to the Final Four, and I'm saying Victory get to the Final Four. Those are my 3 that I'm saying get to the Final Four. I think Winter Haven gonna beat OCP. I think Lakeland gonna come out that region where they have to play at home or go on the road, and we all in agreement that Winter Haven, if they don't make it to the Final Four, it's something wrong in the matrix. But those are my 3. And that's Polk Coots. That's Coach Barnes, Dr. Barnes, whatever you want to call me. But that's me. That's me in the chat. I see y'all. Y'all think I'm on something, and I own that. I am unapologetically Polk County high school basketball. But having said that, and I also think that, and we could possibly have 4, because for some reason, something in my soul, in my right shoulder, and my left ear, whatever you want to call it, I think Arvindale got a shot. Yeah, they left me, Coach Austin. They left me out here, but you come in the world by yourself. You leave out the world by yourself. So sometimes you got to do some things on your own. Some journeys, some walks have to be by yourself. And that's, and so this is another one of my walks that I'm on by myself. I'm okay with that. Coach Polite, I'm just telling you my take on it now. I think that everybody is rubber stamping Winter Haven. I really think that Lakeland can come out that district because Lakeland can compete. There ain't nobody in that district as physical as Lakeland. Ain't nobody got Roe Hardy, and nobody's deeper than Lakeland in that region. Lakeland played 10, 11 guys. They beat Barton the other night. They only played 8 or 9 guys. 2 of these guys that's in the rotation didn't even dress. Arvindale just beat the number 1 seed in their gym. So it's not like they're going to go in and be like, oh, my God, they're the number 1 seed. They just beat them. They just beat them in their own gym. So it's not like they can't do it again. And we got to assume that they're going to actually get to the championship game. We just said that Leesburg beat them. So it's not like Leesburg can't beat Jones. They've already beat Jones. And if they do, then Leesburg got to come to Arvindale. And like I said, I just love KK playing, him handling the ball and him, directing traffic. And then 2A, I love Victory. I'm the only one that love Victory. But looking at OCP against Winter Haven and against Lakeland and nothing against that, and what I feel like what Victory can do, I think Victory can beat them people. Now, whether they do or not, I don't know. That's just me. And once again, I am extremely Polk County biased. So Polk County Hoops, or Polk Hoops, Coach Barnes, Dr. Barnes, whatever you want to call me, I got 4 of our teams getting to the White House. And I could be totally, y'all talking about what's in the cup and all that kind of stuff. I won't confirm or deny anything that may or may not be in the cup, but I'm just speaking on how I feel like this is going to play out. I think we get 4 teams, which would be history. I don't think we've ever gotten 4 teams at the Civic Center. So it would be, we have a chance to make history this year. I'm sick of seeing Dade County and Orange County and Duval County and Palm Beach County make history. Why can't we make history at Polk County? So I'm saying this is the year that Polk County makes history, and we get 4 teams at the White House. Now, y'all 4 teams, don't let me down. I ain't trying to put no pressure on you, but I just feel like that's where we're at. Okay. So, anywho, I'm solo. Like we started Polk Hoops solo, and sometimes you never wake up, you may be solo again. PG and Coach had other things to do, I guess. So we appreciate y'all rocking with us. Appreciate y'all giving us a little time before you get your Super Bowl party festivities going. Hopefully your team, I guess there's only 2 teams left, but hopefully you enjoy the game, you enjoy the fellowship, and whatever that looks like. And next week, hopefully we will be still talking about some girls basketball teams and still talking about some boys basketball teams. But whether you're playing on Tuesday night or Thursday night, good luck to the young men, good luck to the young ladies, good luck to the coaches, the programs, the schools. Represent yourself well, represent your community well, your family well. And y'all know y'all got our support at Polk Hoops always. We root for everything Polk, unapologetic, right or wrong, whatever the case may be. So till next time, y'all be safe this week. God bless you. Be safe. Polk Hoops. We out.